I get nervous when a stock rallies just before earnings because there's always the good chance that the rally has taken all of the steam out of the good news, and that you're going to get is basically people selling on the news because it's good, but it's not better. And that was the situation facing us with Greenbrier Companies, a maker of rail cars that's in the Jubak Picks portfolio. Symbol is GBX. They reported before the market opened on April 7th. And the stock had moved up really, really strongly. It was trading at about 62 or so, 62 and change before the earnings announcement. And it had been as low as 43 back in December, only in the low 50s in January. So where are you going to get enough good news here? And what you did is you did actually get enough good news that you had the company beat earnings estimates by 37 cents a share, which I think is enough to keep it going. Revenue grew year for year by 27%. Again, enough to keep the momentum going. They saw a backlog of orders increase from 42,000 rail cars to 46,000 rail cars. And probably most important looking forward, the company's got a goal of raising its margins to 20%. They saw margins in the quarter go up to 19.9, an increase of about 2 percentage points. That really puts them in good shape for quarters ahead. So, this is a stock where the day before I said, well, let's see what happens if you get a kind of a modest sell on the good news, but not being better news. I'd still hold on. If there was some disappointment here, you'd want to consider. What we've got instead is news that is better than good, and the stock rose about 4% on that earnings report, and therefore I think it's good to hold onto it, especially because the most recent report from the U.S. Transportation Department basically said that even the new rail tank cars need to be upgraded. They're not good enough for transporting oil. One of my thesis for buying this stock was that it's a big upgrade cycle in rail cars as we move oil out of places like the Bakken where there really aren't sufficient pipelines. So big increase in orders, and I think that's being driven by safety concerns from the Canadian and the U.S. government. Probably won't see those immediately into regulations, but that's a good win to have at a stock's back. So I'd hold on to GBX, and I'll have a new price target out in the next few days. This is Jim Jubak for Jubak Asset Management.